Hello sports lovers, welcome to Best Sports TV. In today's episode of my take, I'm bringing you the Tyson the Gypsy King Fury versus Deontay the Bronze Bomber Wilder. Before I get into the bout itself, I'm bringing you the drama from the weigh-in. Tyson Fury weighed in at 277 pounds, but previously he had weighed in at 273 pounds and 250 pounds respectively to their three bouts. Whilst Deontay Wilder came in at 238 pounds, 231 pounds, and 212 pounds respectively for their three bouts. Now, to the glove selection. During glove selection, both fighters choose their best right, their best left, their best right, 1 and 2, and they have one pair of gloves as backup. During the glove selection, Team Wilder having accused Fury of cheating and about with the glove previously, which you can watch in the link above. After you finish watching this video, click the link above and you'd see what I'm talking about. They decided to inspect the glove vigorously, but the commission glove expert who has been doing his job for 25 years told Wilder's team that they know nothing about gloves and the glove cannot be moved. The horsehair gloves cannot be moved. Deontay Wilder's team decided to debunk, but the commission told them that they have two foam layers, whilst Tyson Fury's glove has one foam layer and a horsehair. The horsehair is even harder than the glove, than the second foam layer. They went back and forth, and the commission told them that they are not bringing any law in which Tyson Fury had broken with his glove for him to shift his position to their side. So they also decided to change to wear the MS gloves, but they wore the Everlast version of the MS glove, while Tyson Fury's Partisan Sport MX version or horsehair version was approved. Now to the fight itself, it was epic. The entrance by both fighters were epic, but you know Tyson Fury always dramatic. Deontay Wilder's entrance represented his ancestral lineage, that is from the Edo tribe of Nigeria. So his beads and stuff represented his Edo tribe, which he traces lineage to. Whilst Tyson Fury, who is popularly known, after he walks out of his dressing room, he shouts, "We are Spartans." Then the team responds, "Yeah, yeah, yeah." So in this particular bout, he decided to dress like a Spartan. So it was a very, very nice entrance by both guys. Deontay Wilder's robe was epic. It was very, very lit. It was nice and I enjoyed it. Now to the fight itself. This was actually the first round of the third fight and the 20th round of all the fight. Deontay Wilder started like I predicted, but as I continue, kindly subscribe to the channel, press the like button, and also let your views be heard in the comment section. Thank you. Wilder started very well with the body punch like I predicted. That video also can also be seen above. You can just watch it and see my prediction, which actually came through besides the round in which Wilder was knocked out. So fast forward, Wilder did a very good job in round one. He tried going to the body of Fury, which I knew he would. But one problem I had with Wilder was that he was still telegraphing his punch, but he did very well. It was a very improved Wilder. Fury started coming into the fight in the latter seconds, but I gave the round 100% to Deontay the Bronze Bomber Wilder. Fury made an adjustment in the second round later, but I think Fury just nicked it with a punch or two. But in the third fight, the drama started. Fury started gaining confidence and started dominating Wilder. Then he scored a knockdown. From there, I thought Wilder was going to end the fight just like the second one, but not knowing the heavyweight champion from Tuscaloosa, Alabama had other plans. After the knockdown, he rose, walked wobbly into his corner. He looked disappointed. He came back like an Oga, original Nigerian man, and knocked down Tyson Fury not once but twice. In an epic fashion, he moved, but Tyson Fury, knowing he had already lost the round, conserved energy. He conserved energy, did not want to do too much, but he just wanted to avoid punishment. Now, fast forward to round. But whilst Tyson Fury was walking to his corner, he did not look so wobbly, so I had confidence in him that there wasn't much damage done. So in the fifth round, Tyson Fury still had scars from the fourth round. Deontay Wilder started pressuring him, and I think that Deontay Wilder won that round. Not comfortably, but won, necked it for himself. So as at that time, I had Deontay Wilder leading Tyson Fury, all to change in the round six. This is where my prediction starts coming in. Deontay Wilder is a lanky guy. He is not a big heavyweight. Deontay Wilder often comes in naturally, even in fights as a 20. He doesn't pass 210 pounds. But in the fight against Fury, he was 212 pounds. That is the first fight that took place at the Staples Center, 1st December 2018. He was 212 pounds. That was, I think, one of his heaviest as at that time. Then, fast forward to 3 years later, he's weighing at 238 pounds with lanky legs. That was so much weight put in on the legs. You remember Wilder, Fury saying he would run over Wilder like an 18-wheeler and Wilder would be a human being. And Wilder saying he is pressing 300 and 310 pounds because he is going to be a train that will run through Fury. So all those things, I think, it got to Wilder's head. Wilder totally lost the psychological part of making him bulk up, making him a little bit slower. So in the sixth round, the weight in which he did not naturally have, he is now carrying weight. The weight, muscles need oxygen, like I always tell you. That is the problem with Anthony Joshua. If you put on muscles, you would need to breathe a lot. Then the weight kicked in. And from the round six, Fury started dominating him, jabbing him. And from the round six, Fury started disguising his jabs. And they were landing clearly. If you check the compo box stats, there was nothing in this bout in which Deontay Wilder beat Fury to. Even the body punch in which he started with, which I thought was a good idea, vanished when Fury started replying. And like I told you, pads don't hit by look, can look good on the pads. But when there's a human being in front of you and it's reading your hand movement, when you throw a left hook and he reads that, no, this is how it is being telegraphed and replies you, you would be careful how to throw it next time. So you can look good on the pads, but if you are not a natural boxer, you don't try to box a natural boxer. So Wilder trying to change all those things was a mistake. He should have perfected all his qualities that he had. Like Agbeko said in the preview, which also you can watch upstairs, Wilder should polish what he has, not to go in for new tools. But his trainer, Malik Scott, kept telling him he brought out the tools that were in the box that were not polished. He was trying to sharpen those tools. I think that was the mistake they did. But like I was saying, the weight of Wilder started dipping, disappointing him, whilst Fury was also leaning on him. Fury fought the big man fight. This was how Anthony Joshua should have fought Usyk. You lean on him. When you come into a clinch, you lean on him. Since you're a bigger man, even if the fighter carries your weight for just 2 seconds, carrying 200 and something pounds for 2 seconds, each round, 2 times, in the long term, it drains the fighter. It drains the fighter. So Fury started fighting the big man when they come into the clinch. At first he was struggling because Deontay Wilder had energy. From the sixth round, Deontay Wilder did not have energy, so it was now easier. Sometimes he leans on him and Wilder goes down. And Tyson Fury was now disguising his jab. He was no more throwing it from his shoulder. His jab was down and he was hitting Wilder. Any jab he threw, Wilder went back. He snapped. And there I knew that it was just a matter of time. Fast forward to the ninth round. But in between the rounds, one thing you'd observe is that Fury would get up from his stool very early, but Wilder would still be lazing on his stool. There I know that Wilder was totally gone. In the ninth round, the referee called the doctor to check Wilder, and in the 10th round, Fury scored a knockdown again. That was a devastating knockdown. It was a one-time knockdown, landed at the temple of Wilder. Wilder started bleeding, fell straight on his face. So Deontay Wilder suffered a beat down, and let's look at the judges' scorecard. I had it 95-91 in favor of Tyson Fury as at the 10th round. So Tyson Fury was winning 4 rounds on my scorecards, and it was an entertaining fight. Things Deontay Wilder did wrongly was proud to the fight. He believed in delusion and things that did not exist. And what can you do? He did not also manage his energy well. Tyson Fury did not come into box. Those were the things he also did wrong. Tyson Fury took a lot of punishment, but Deontay Wilder took greater punishment more than Tyson Fury. In the end, it was a fight, not a boxing masterpiece. Though entertaining, but as a boxing fan, I would have loved to see more skill. Tyson Fury put his skill aside and beat up Deontay Wilder. Beat him up in he boxed him in the first fight, which ended up being a draw. Bullied him in the second fight, and in the third fight went toe to toe with him and ruffled and beat him up. So style be whether it is a mission carrying a dog in a wheelbarrow style be he has beaten him, and it was a fantastic fight. Where someone asked whether this fight rank in heavyweight history, it ranks up there, especially in the modern era. One of my best heavyweight fights recently was, not recently, but in recent decades in the modern era, was Vitaly Klitschko versus Lennox the Lion Lewis. But I think this fight now surpasses that fight. It is now the best. Then Vitaly Klitschko versus Lennox Lewis, then Anthony Joshua versus Vladimir Klitschko. These are my top heavyweight fights in the modern era. And Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder, credit to them, did fantastic job. A trilogy worth it, and it was epic all through the build-up from when Tyson Fury came out of retirement, Tyson Fury was literally on his way to death. Just look at him. Just look at him. Tyson Fury was literally on his way to death, and he comes back in 2018, and in 2021 he does this. Don't envy a man. Look at what he has done and admire, and let it be a motivation to you. And I will advise Deontay Wilder to stop deluding. Tyson Fury went to him to pay respect after two men have fought. He told Tyson Fury he doesn't respect him. He has even issued a statement saying that Tyson Fury came to lean on him. He did not come for a belly dance, but hey, it's too late. Those excuses after being to the hospital is over. But he did a great job. Great job, Deontay Wilder. I doff my heart out to him. He did a fantastic job. But to Tyson Fury, a Sith child means 6 belts. IBO, WBO, IBF, WBC, WBA, and a ring belt for his Sith child. That is fantastic. Just admire a man's hard work and let it motivate you. Kudos to Boom. both boxers. We were highly entertained. They put their life on the line. Like I said, stay positive. Au revoir.